In the beginning, there was only the one called Sophis, a powerful and lonely existence floating amidst the nebulant chaos of the universe. They were a font of pure and benevolent energy that is known by all as Anima, the very substance needed to create life throughout the known world. It was Anima itself that gave birth to our gods, the demiurges, who were themselves the very machinations of Anima's own desires. It is said that Anima gathered them in the light of their boundless energy and spoke to them for the first and only time. Sophis breathed the light of life into the mouths of their divine offspring and spoke them into existence through the power of their names. Idaldin, the eldest, Duraz, the Colossus, Ashmedai, the mother, Yaldabasht, the ferryman, and the twins, Lulth and Ilthurin. These children would descend into the chaos, a darkness birthed of nothing, and they would create the very world of Idavoll and the laws by which life lived. For while Sophis was omnipotent and good, they were also limitless and endless, made entirely of anima, and could not take form but for the ways that they were shaped. And so came to pass that these gods breathed life into the world, shaping the power of anima into the sustenance of all living things, giving the power of creation to their children and their children's children and all their meager creations. But the synergy between gods would not last forever. Today, some of these gods still roam the mortal plane and live among their creations. And, as the divine once warred with one another, so too do their people. The dwarves and dragonborn of Tenedia, once great allies, fearless threat, have forsaken one another and destroyed the relationship between their two kingdoms. But things are not so peaceful away from these warring nations. On the desert continent of Akhet, an aristocracy, yeah, threatens to crush the peasants' way of life, with the great mage's city remaining just beyond their reach. The warriors to the north on the island nation of Edalir face harsh weather and fierce competition from the dragons who live in the mountains. And while their kinship is strong, the intense trials and fearsome tribulations they face every day wear away at some. Beyond the conflicts of man, strange phenomena have struck across the world. There is the God's Eye in the center of the world, a massive whirlpool that seems to only keep growing in size with every passing year. There is the ever-present lightning storm surrounding Suatek's spire and the scorched and destructive, deadly storms that surge across the countryside of Tenedia. Such natural disasters and phenomena are speculated to be caused by an overabundance of anima. But why? Scholars from all over have yet to find the full cause. Despite the conflict and tension, there are still yet some semblance of happiness in many places across the world. One such place being a small town called Drakemound. It is a simple community made mostly of farmers who built their houses into the hills. They say their town got its name from those very hills, which look from overhead to have been made in the very image of a dragon. An old large tree sits within the center of the town square, and it is here that a farmer seems to be waiting anxiously alongside a wagon filled with boxes of crops and produce. He looks as if he is waiting for something, for someone, perhaps. And that is where our story shall begin. Hello, everyone! Welcome to Tales of the Apocrypha. Um, Everyone can
Hello.
unmute themselves now.
Yes.
Hello.
Excellent.
Hello.
So good.
Oh, I need to.
Thanks. Yes, hello,
For real.
everyone. Welcome. Welcome, chat. Welcome, everyone else in here. Yeah, it's a brand new D&D campaign that I myself shall be DMing. I am joined by a whole bunch of awesome people, and I am just gonna go down the list in no particular order. Actually, here I'll go left to right of our little tokens on the screen. So first
There
we
you go.
have we have Anna playing as Tove, the human cleric.
Hello. So
We
happy to
have
be here.
heck yeah. We have Bela playing Narcellus, the half-drow sorcerer.
Hi.
I almost said ranger, and then I remembered we changed his class.
No more shooty boy.
Yeah. We have Eliza playing Yavari, the tiefling wizard.
Hello. Excited to be here.
We've got Rana playing Arca, the Aarakocra barbarian.
Howdy.
And we've got Renard playing as Taffy, the Tabaxi rogue.
Hello. Are you interested in a padlock? I got all kinds of trick locks, you know. Bobby pin proof,
no.
I swear to God.
Oh no, not the locks. And then last but not least, we have Yai playing as Yulia, the tiefling bard.
Yes, I am my own karaoke machine. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. So I guess first, we'll just go over some like campaign rules. I will give chat disclaimer. Most of these people are new. I am new to DMing myself. Please be nice to me or I will cry.
Oh no. Yeah, don't make Starion cry.
I will be going by the meets it, beats it rule for rolls, which basically means, you know, during combat, if you roll to attack an enemy and their armor class, their AC, is the same number as what you roll, you'll hit them, which will go similarly for you guys.
Perfect.
I mean, while outside of combat, if you're rolling for, you know, a sleight of hand, like a skill check or something, if you meet the challenge rating, then you'll beat it. I don't know, did y'all have any questions about how anything might work or anything about the campaign itself so far?
When is the soonest I can die?
The soonest I can die. Spawn in, cool, run towards the ocean, jump in, there you go.
just jump into the God's Eye.
Listen, it's any percent speed run here.
Okay, so if that's the soonest that I can die, when is the soonest that I can kill a party member?
What? Wow.
Oh, that was the other thing I needed to ask. Oh, is everyone, because I live for drama, okay? Everyone is not always gonna get along. Are y'all okay with in-party betrayal and shenanigans and maybe beating each other up if you don't get along?
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
boy.
Obviously.
Bully Taffy too.
100%. 100%. Let's go.
100%. Let me just sharpen my character's dagger real quick.
Gonna get my pitchfork out.
Can I choose in the form of a rap battle?
I betray you in the form of a rap battle.
Otherwise, I have a dagger that I'm not afraid to use.
I'm not afraid to use.
Yeah.
Epic battles of history.
God, just wrap them to death.
Anger.
I'm fine with that.
Yes,
I also consent to shenanigans.
Oh, but also, we are starting at level 3. Just for
Oh
sake
yeah,
of
for
chat.
reference, yeah.
Yeah. You know, eventually you'll be able to get mounts, maybe get a ship to cross the oceans and seas.
Will we have the option of swimming?
It needs arms.
I mean, you can, but I don't know where you'll go.
I'll just swim in the ocean, don't worry.
Like swim right into the God's Eye. Just
Listen,
straight into the God's Eye.
Just right there.
You cannot swim to Middle Earth like a certain elf, okay?
Swim to Middle Earth.
Polarizing content.
I know, for real. Getting political now. God. But yes, that, and then, you know, possibly like an airship if you guys talk to the right people.
Oh my god.
Maybe teleportation as well.
We need an airship, guys. That's our first. I don't know. I don't care what the plot is. Our first quest: find an airship.
The airship.
Well, a good thing about Yavari's character in particular is that with her particular background, it takes like twice as fast to get in between cities, so it won't take forever.
Aw, it's fine. It's fine.
But
It's fine. But yeah, and then just for a little more info for chat, what was I gonna say? Oh, the world of Idavoll is very much, you know, medieval fantasy with some steampunk elements here and there. So, just for a general idea. Oh, actually, I think Bela would like to say something first.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to say that I personally crafted the religion for this world, and I did base it off of esoteric Judaism. I myself am Jewish, and I just wanted to say to the people watching that if anything at any point offends you, I apologize. I've done my best to make it both believable and fitting for a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. Dang, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I was reading through the doc the other day and I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my god, so much time and effort and research.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
so chat, there's like a presentation.
Yeah,
we had to go
put
through
together-
training.
Yeah, I did that.
We put together like a nice little slideshow with all the info for everyone. Rather than inspiration, I'm calling this an Anima shard.
Ooh.
It's not really something in character, it's more just for you guys to use. Oh my god, I'm getting pat.
You
Thanks
are.
for pat. Oh my god, getting pet. But yeah, it's something like you guys as the players will get to use. At the start of every session, you will get one. No, you cannot keep one from one session to another and just build them up. Only have one at a time. Our story begins in the little town of Drakemound, a bustling town of agriculture and traders from all across the countryside of Tenedia. A large tree sits in the middle of the town, just above the town square, ever looming over the many buildings and bustling marketplace that is the little town square.
Perfect.
There's people milling about. There's a couple of people trying to like hawk their wares of fresh produce and, you know, perhaps some leather working they've made from the hides of animals they've made themselves. There's a couple of halflings chatting off to the side. They seem to be wearing armor, perhaps explorers or adventurers themselves. And we have a gentleman standing by a cart, hands in his pockets. He looks a little anxious as he's looking about, worried as if hoping something might happen at any moment, and perhaps it shall.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead, and if all of you could please roll a d20. So we are going to determine who all comes in first.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, alright.
Oh, Pete.
So just a single d20. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, getting those ones in early.
Oh no, one's
Oh,
already.
no.
Oh god.
Naturals.
Okay, so let's see. We've got then. Oh god, what's our highest scores? Oh, we got Tove and Narcellis. Alright. Let's see. Yavari with a 13. Arca with an 11. Yulia with an 8. And Taffy with a 1.
Hell yeah.
Maybe he got distracted
Got
trying
the
to
one.
sell someone a
late.
padlock.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Listen.
All right. Well, I guess between Tove and Narcellis, would either of you like to go first, or I can have you both roll again to break the tie?
Let's roll again.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and just roll another d20. Narcellis with the 12,
Boom.
and then Anna, if you'd like to roll one more time. Oh, you did. Oh, 18. There it is.
Good.
I didn't see it at first. All right. So
I'm rolling really good numbers.
yeah.
Perfect.
Now that you've said that, though.
It's gonna be bad. I
That's
know.
gonna be bad.
All right, so if you'd like to go ahead and drag your token onto our new little map here. And so all of you are coming to Drake Mound as you have seen flyers posted about in some of the nearby settlements and perhaps even as far as Valgard of a merchant by the name of... here's my thing. Oh, why are you... Oh, there it goes. Okay. A merchant by the name of Sturkin who has posted advertisements looking for adventurers to help him travel from Drake Mound to Valgard, as he claims the fees of some of the protection guilds have just gotten too high for him to afford. He does promise a reward for a safe journey, but did not specify what that reward would be. So, how would you like to describe your character? How does she approach him? And this is our gentleman right here.
Oh, that's him?
Yes.
Cool. Well, okay, so where exactly is, like, how exactly are we finding out that he needs help?
There have been just flyers posted about in a couple of the nearby, like, settlements. Because I know we only have, like, a few places marked on the map, but I like to imagine there's more than that across the countryside. Even if it's, you know, only a few.
So we don't
houses.
we don't have like the Craig's cart guy?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yes. He gave one to Craig's. That's becoming canon now, yeah.
Yeah, that's canon
yeah,
now.
so maybe you even saw a Craig's cart, you know, traveling down the road and you're like, oh yeah, he looks like he could use some help.
Craig's cart.
There's miscellaneous items on there.
Miscellaneous. So I definitely think that I probably came across one of those flyers somewhere. And the idea of an adventure is really exciting. So I'm just gonna go up to this guy. Be like, hi, I saw your flyer about needing help. And I would really love to get out of this town.
He kind of looks at you for a moment, like, surprised at your appearance, and he says, oh, you saw it, did you? Thank you, I really, really appreciate it, as he gives you, like, a nice little nod. And he says, my name is Sturkin, and I really am very grateful someone showed up. I was starting to worry no one would. I've been standing at my cart since sunrise.
Well, sometimes it can take a little bit of time for word to get around here.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but I am really interested. What exactly are you taking, and where are we going?
Well, I'm a farmer from just nearby, as he kind of gestures over towards, like, the tree to some farmland that you can just see peeking over the hills. I have run a farm with my wife and our children, and I decided I would travel to Valgard to see if I could sell some of our produce, as the markets around here tend to get oversaturated. So I was hoping I would have better luck in the city.
Yeah, the city's definitely a bit of a better place to go if you're looking to sell stuff. I actually, I used to be on a farm. Now I'm on a farm again. You probably know my cousin.
Perhaps. So what is your cousin's name?
Oh, her name's Nora.
Nora. I think so. I've probably run into her at one point. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, we sell a lot of eggs. She has a lot of chickens.
Ah, yes, the eggs. As he seems to have this moment of revelation.
Oh no, it's this farmer.
Yes, you know, you guys have some of the best eggs around. I don't buy my eggs from anyone else.
Wow, thank you so much. We really do pride ourselves in excellent eggs.
Yes. Well, I hope your cousin continues to keep up the good work.
So, do you think anybody else is going to show up?
We'll see. I just thought I would stay here for a little while. We'll see if someone else appears, and if not, then we shall get a move on. And just as he says that, Narcellis, if you'd like to make your entrance. boy.
So,
Just
I already
crawls
don't
into
trust
the, into the wagon like a gremlin.
so Marcellus has been kind of like, listening in, kind of trying to. Oh, hold on. I just realized I didn't need to be on push to talk. Kind of listening in, like moving around the bushes a little bit, trying to be like, kind of sneaky, not really sneaky, also just sort of like, person's giving out money just for walking. And so, they're talking about eggs and everything, and he sees the egg lady. She's there.
Oh no.
And so once they're like, oh, do you think anyone else is gonna show up? Marcellus, you hear him from like behind. This is a really bad idea, being behind the merchant, but he pulls his hood, his cowl a little bit closer to his face and sort of looks down, and he goes, hey, wait, you're looking for adventurers, right? You need somebody to help you get to town?
Oh, who's that? And he turns around very quickly as he wasn't expecting someone to be right behind him.
And Marcellus is like half in between a bush, half not. He's like, yeah, I overheard you needed, help getting the Valgard, so, I could help.
Oh, I would much appreciate that if you don't mind. The roads are dangerous these days.
Dangerous.
It just vanishes for a half second.
Dangerous.
Yeah, the roads are. I've heard they've been strife with feral monsters in recent days, which is why I originally wanted to commission the Swift Cloaks, but their fees are exorbitant, to say the least.
A couple of monsters won't be a problem for somebody like me, and a human doesn't have to worry as long as I'm with you.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you being here.
He kind of looks at Tove, and seeing that she's like, just kind of standing there, he makes sure to make eye contact with Tove, and he's like, are you sure you can fight?
Oh my god!
And Tove is just returning his stare a little bit. I'm pretty sure she's looking a little bit tired right now, and just and turns to the merchant and says, there are definitely a lot of bandits on the road. I've also heard of there being some egg thieves out there too.
Oh.
He just kind of gasps. He's like, egg thieves? I don't know anybody stupid enough to go around stealing eggs.
I guess we'll have to be very careful.
Yes, absolutely. And I should have asked. My name is Sturkin, by the way, he says to Norcellus, though I don't believe I caught either of your names.
And he kind of straggles out of, between the bushes so that he's not standing directly behind this poor man. And he's like, Sturkin? My name is, sort of trails off, trying to think of something that does not sound extremely drow. And like, nar.
Very good. Very well.
Nardicle.
And what about you, young lady?
Oh, Tove. My name's Tove.
Tove. Excellent. Good to meet you both. We'll still wait for a few minutes just to make sure no one else is on their way. But otherwise, we'll probably head out soon. And just as he says that, Yavari, if you'd like to make your entrance.
Yavari immediately she
Pop.
pops out.
Pops into existence.
She takes this very long stride from across the way, like where the cow is, and she like is holding the flyer in her hand. She's like ignoring the other two. She goes straight up to Sturgeon and goes, "I heard you're looking for an escort. What's the reward? That's a little vague for me, so tell me all the details." And then she turns around to Tove and she's like, "Oh, the egg lady." Anyway, tell me your story. I want to know.
Well, as I was just telling these two, my name is Sturgeon. I'm a farmer from just beyond the hill over there. I'm going into Valgar to try and sell the crops my family and I have grown ourselves this season. My reward is, I'm not sure how much money I might be able to give you all, but I do have, a magical item or two I might part with.
And you see that she contemplates that, and she's silent, and she nods. She's like, "Okay."
Acceptable.
Acceptable. Are these two going to be accompanying us, or are they just, did they take the job before I did? Because I can assure you, I can protect you.
Narcellus is currently looking through the produce cart.
Sturgeon isn't really paying him too much mind, not thinking he'll do anything. Meanwhile, he responds to Yavari. Yes, they did come in regards to the job, but I certainly am not stupid enough to believe only one person will be okay for this job. I don't trust all the bandits on the road. Though I'm sure all of you are very experienced adventurers from the look of you.
Absolutely. I will accompany you, if only for the reward.
Very well. He kind of like clears his throat and like shifts a little uncomfortably.
Yavar is very intense. I don't know what to tell you, Sturgeon. So is this it? Just the three of us, or are we just gonna stand here twiddling our thumbs?
I think we're waiting to see if anybody else shows up.
Yeah. Yes, I was just giving us a few minutes, and then I will go and fetch my horse. As he kind of motions to the horse that's been like wandering around the town square a little aimlessly, like nibbling at some of the grass growing out of the dirt.
Nom nom.
Yeah, just chilling rather than being tied up to the cart.
Acceptable.
Alright then, Arca, if you'd like to come join us, as everyone is chatting about, and Yavari comes marching up to Sturgeon, demanding this reward.
She doesn't beat around the bush.
Yeah, right?
Alright. As the others are all conversing, and Aarakocra enters into the town square and yells at the top, "I am looking for Sturgeon the merchant. Where is he?"
Sturgeon looks around a little wildly, wondering
Ducks
who in the
into
world
it.
is yelling for him.
It's like, oh no. Should I jump into this bush?
And he kind of like looks around Yavari to where the voice came from, just kind of raises his hand and gives a little wave. Over here.
Ah, excellent. Arca sprints over to stand right about where Yavari is right now. I heard you have a job. Give me it.
You will give me the job.
I'd like to say,
okay.
Narcellus, looking up from the cart, sees Arca as he approaches, screaming, and he points one of his grubby little fingers at the bird man and yells, "You!"
Uh-oh. We're about to have a brawl.
Yavari just looks at them both and goes, "Yeesh." He usually like this bird person.
Starts to hide your egg box. So like, not today.
Arca casually, like, just walks up to Narcellis. Yes, me, hi. What do you want, child?
Honestly, he never thought he was going to get this far. So he's just sort of standing there angrily, pointing his finger directly into the birdman's chest. And as he looks the Arakocra up and down, he stammers and he goes, I'm watching you.
I'm watching.
Arca is stun-locked for a second here. He just tilts his head, the crest atop the feathered crest raising up as he just stares for a few moments. And then he says, yes, quite plainly you are. What of it?
Turning towards Sturkin, leaning around the massive Arakocra. He's like, don't tell me you're seriously considering letting this guy come on the job. Is it for a crowd?
Oh my god.
Well, Guard is a fair distance away, and I won't turn down someone else, really. He just kind of gets a shrug.
You sure you can afford 4 people?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Toph, kind of looks over at the merchant and pats him on the shoulder and says, we're safer and more, we're safer in a larger group anyway, so this is probably the smartest thing we could be doing right now.
Yes, that's fair. So are you two going to get along as he looks between Narcellis and Arca?
Narcellis is like, I'm going to get along just fine, but I don't know about this guy.
We're gonna make it competitive.
Arca turns to face the farmer, and just kind of shrugs. I don't have a problem with the kid. So if he's traveling with you, I'll work with him.
Oh, all right. Oh, very well, as he nods his head. Well, I think this should be enough, so I will go and fetch my horse. And as he says that, Yulia, if you'd like to make your entrance.
Okie dokie. So Yulia just kind of, I can put her down. There we go. Walks in with the flyer in hand, held high, just peeking around, and she notices the group of people, comprising of some familiar faces, and is very familiar with a gathering of people, knowing when there is a very nice variety that there's something going on. So they make their way over and saying, my, oh my. I'm pleasantly surprised to see some familiar faces around here. Hello, everyone. Starkin, is it?
Yes, it is.
I came across your flyer the other day, and I do happen to be seeking passage out of the city. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You're good.
Seeking passage outside of the city. And I figured this would be a pleasant business opportunity. I see quite a couple of capable faces, but how would you fancy someone who can provide more entertainment than combat prowess?
I think that would be lovely, actually. It is quite the journey to Valgard from here, so I think some entertainment would be nice along the way.
Perfect. Yulia gestures to the small, worn but well-loved lyre that they keep around their waist. I do happen to be proficient in some songs, plenty of things to keep us entertained on the road ahead. If that's agreeable with everyone, of course. I am capable of taking care of myself, in case of emergencies, but I think with this many numbers, I'm sure it won't be a problem, will it?
I don't think so. And plus, I've heard her play. I enjoy it.
Oh,
Yulia
take
looks
your
over
word
to
for
you.
it.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yulia looks over to Yavari, giving a little bit brighter smile just because it is a more familiar face. Even though she does know of Tove, the egg seller, and the Arkadoska. They've seen very few, so they are very notable. Narzellis, she has not heard of, so she just kind of gives him a little nod.
Marcellus, in the meantime, just goes, "Oh, not a musician."
I, for one, am very excited to have some tunes on the road.
Excellent, excellent.
Excellent.
Well, excellent. Well, then if it is agreeable, then is this all the numbers that we will be acquiring, or are we expecting other people?
No, this should be plenty, as he's already kind of
We
like
gotta
made
leave.
his way.
We're gonna leave before Taffy
As
shows
he's-
up.
As he's already
Rails behind him.
Yes, he goes over to fetch his horse and begins to lead it back over to the wagon so he could, hook up its barding to the wagon to be able to pull it. As he's working on this, Taffy.
Oh boy. All right, so.
Oh god.
All right, so this house right here.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so you know the opening to Shrek.
Oh, no.
So the door just busts open, right? And then you see Taffy just standing right there. And he's like,
no.
So he stops, he looks pretty pleased with himself, he turns around, and see that right there is why you don't use any cheap knockoff padlock. Now, if this was a padlock lock, I wouldn't be able to just kick your door down like that, okay? Now listen to me. So he fluffles through his stuff, and he pulls out like what looks to be a little business card, and he was like, and he just kind of like, you see him hand it to like whoever resident lives there. It's just like, you just contact me when you got the gold. Don't worry, we are having a sale right now, right? We got a couple different varieties, right? We got the bronze, we got the silver, we got the pig iron, different varieties. We got the bobby pin proof. It's great. Just come see me. A couple days, we'll get you sorted out, right? And then before this resident can even respond, he just turns and he sees the gathering, and he sees Mr. Craig just standing there. He's like, wait a minute. So he looks to his left. He's got like a bunch of flyers. Like he's got like a dozen of them, just tucked into his belt, and he's like flipping through them, like looking between Craig and the flyers. Oh, just back and forth. And he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, so he like scramble runs right here. He's like, hello. Sir. Yes, Craig, I believe it was. Pull out the flyer for the security detail. I do believe, right?
Yes, I
Excellent.
did,
So,
Craig.
allow me to introduce myself. My name is Taffy from the Padlock Guild. Yes, the agent. Yeah, I know. We're trying to get a branch out here, and you know what we're great at? Security. You know what you just need? Security. So allow me to personally help you with the security of your little expedition out into the wilds over there. And when we get through, make sure you recommend the Padlock Guild, because we're always here for you.
Do you really want a salesperson, Sturkin, whatever your name is?
Sturkin.
Join us on this journey about padlocks? I do not see why you would want that.
Marcellus pipes in, Man, I'd rather have a salesperson than your ego.
Yavari just looks at him and goes, "Whose child is this?"
Whose child is this?
Thank God, not yours.
Guardian.
Yulia does take a little bit of a step closer, raises their hand and goes, Taffy! How's the business going?
It's going great, Yulia. Oh man, it's my favorite ads per my favorite bard. He kind of walks over here and puts his hand around. He's like, "How's everything going? How the song is going? How is the performance going?"
Oh, same as usual. Can't complain. You know, just the normal crowd. But you know what? Familiar faces are always welcome.
Oh, see, now that's what I'm talking about. This is how it's a beautiful business partnership, you and I. Perfect. Oh, and then he goes back and he's like, oh, sorry.
Listen, I am always happy to help those in need for the right price.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying, right? You gotta help them out, right? They buying all this cheap stuff. Got to make sure they're, got their skin. And he notices Arca, and he does like finger guns at Arca. And he's like, "Hey, how's that egg box going? Holding up strong for you?"
Yes, the egg box has actually been doing quite fine. Arca says as he, I don't know, let's say he sidles up here. Nothing has been broken into the egg box. I honestly recommend you. Here he sidles back up to the farmer. You employ this fine padlock guild man. He sells only the best padlocks of the realm.
Claps his hand. He is just like, yes. Just nodding. He's just striking a heroic little pose there, just nodding like, yeah.
I have indeed heard many good things about this padlock guild. So I'd be happy to have you.
Perfect. Excellent. Make sure you tell all your friends about the Padlock Guild and their agents helping you out.
Absolutely, I will. So Sturkin continues to, hook up his horse to the wagon and seems to fit a few tugs, making sure it's all in place, and double checks over his cart to ensure that everything is as it should be. And as he's doing this, you all hear the sound of hooves in the dirt as two figures on horseback come trotting into the city. You see two humans. I can highlight them, but roll 20 is being stupid. So you see two humans trotting in next to each other, looking a little intimidating, or at least probably attempting to look intimidating. And they see the group, and their eyes kind of scan over them with, like, curiosity and that sort of look someone gives you when they know that they're better than you are, and they're absolutely judging you for it. And their eyes fall upon Sturkin, and the woman gives him a sneer, and she's like, having to resort to amateur adventurers, are you, Sturkin? And Sturkin, gives her a frown, and he says, "Well, you swift cloaks have been raising your prices these last few years, so I can't afford you all anymore."
Just gonna mention Padlock's having a sale right now, competitive rates.
And so I'd like everyone to go ahead and make other than Taffy, because you absolutely know who the Swift Cloaks are.
Okay.
I would like everyone to make a history check for me. And the way you're going to do that is on your character sheet, on the skills on the left, find history and give it a click. And it'll get that rolled for you. Oh. I have to turn off the advantage. Sorry, I'll work on that later. So I'll just take your first numbers there. So 6 for Yavari, 7 for Tove.
I think I did this correctly.
You're fine. All right, 14, 7, 8. Gosh, we're starting this campaign off great.
So high.
Perfect.
Oh, and an 8. All right. So Taffy, Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be sure. So Taffy and Yulia, hearing the name Swiftcloaks, you guys recognize that this is a major guild who has their headquarters situated in Valgard. They are known best as a protection guild, and you've heard a lot of stories about them. You've heard that, yes, they do a very good job, but they tend, rumor has it at least, that they tend to be a little full of themselves and think themselves one of the best guilds around. Yulia, you in particular, being the bard and being in taverns and overhearing gossip, you've heard a story or two that corroborates with what Sturkin has accused them of raising their fees, of some of the more common people of society who aren't all that rich also complaining about such a thing. And you've heard that it started to perhaps happen about 5 years ago, when they supposedly got a new guild master, whose name you do not know. As for everyone else, Swiftcloak sounds vaguely familiar, but you're not entirely sure why.
They must be fast.
But, you know, you're faced here now with people, you assume it's a guild, and you're faced now with two of these people who seem to be just very judgy of you all.
Yavari may not know the Stormcloaks, but she definitely doesn't take kindly to them just talking down this poor farmer. So she's kind of mean-mugging them back. She's like, say something else.
Yes.
She feels a type of way.
And she took that personally.
She really did.
Does anyone else react? Say something?
Toffee's gonna let them dig their own grave. He's like, oh yeah, I'm here to set up a branch, and this is perfect advertisement. These guys are gonna come here all snooty pooty. Taffy just has that business smile right at him.
Yulia just kind of just stands there, eyeballing them, looking up and down, knowing the familiarity of them. There is a very sharp remark that kind of comes on the tip of their tongue, just with the way that they're approaching the situation. Cocky bastards is swirling around in her mind, and some variations of that she wants to throw out, but she just kind of stands there, just holding a steady gaze, not letting them intimidate her.
Good job, Julia.
1 sec.
Okay. Take your time.
I say...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Arca takes a few steps forward. Taking that, he clearly takes that as a challenge of sorts.
Oh no.
Raising his fist. Or, well, can he do fist to the bird? Anyway,
Yeah.
raising his fist.
Pick up the horse and throw it at
He
him.
challenges them.
Oh my god.
Do you truly think yourselves better than me? Then let's settle it with a test of strength.
Oh, excellent.
Would I be able to roll for intimidation?
Go ahead and... I mean, what are you wanting to do to try and intimidate?
So essentially what he would do is, because of the savage nature of the drow that's known throughout this part of like Valgard and Drake Mount, he would kind of like lower back his hood and show off, like bare his pointed teeth.
Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Okay, let's see. Where would that be?
Should just be intimidation in your skill.
Oh, and I just clicked that, right?
Yes.
All right.
Holy shit.
Oh!
Boom.
Also, Arca, go ahead and roll intimidation for me as well.
Okay. Where is that? Oh, there it is.
Damn!
First net
We are
20 of
starting off
possession.
strong.
Double
Sweet.
kill.
Y'all don't know your
Here we go, here
history,
we
but
go.
you sure can intimidate. So as Arca steps up first and sort of challenges the two of them, they look at him a little warily, as an Aarakocra in this area is not very common, so they don't really know what to make of him, but neither one seems very keen to accept his challenge. And meanwhile, when Narcellus bares his teeth towards them, it actually spooks one of the horses that the guy is riding, and it just sort of backs up and gives like this whinny of fear almost, nearly kicking him off. After a moment, he does manage to get it under control, and he just like gives a huff, like, oh, it's awful. And the two of them just decide to turn their horses away and trot off across town, giving them all just very wary glances as they go.
Cocky
But otherwise,
bastard.
Thank you for saying what I've been trying to hold back. And Yulia does a slow clap for the two performances that sent them away. Well done, well done, well done. That was actually
Well
fairly
done.
impressive.
Like, oh no.
Sturkin seems to just give a relieved sigh as they leave.
Arca sits back in line. Despondent,
Cracks his
completely
knuckles.
Completely despondent because they didn't rise to the challenge. I
Aw.
was
You'll get
actually
them
looking
next
forward
time.
to that.
Narcellus at this point, he leaves his hood down and he notices Arca, sort of gives him like this respectful sort of look in his eyes. He mutters like, "Oh, stupid humans," and looks at the merchant. He's like, "No offense."
None taken. Also, is Anna still with us?
Oh
Anna?
yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Hello.
I just want to make sure you've been a little quiet. So
No,
what has Tove been making of all this?
honestly, Toph thinks this is a lot.
That's fair. That's fair.
In the same regard, Toph definitely is a little bit relieved that they're going to be traveling with these people. Even if they're a bit of a ragtag group. Seem like they know what they're doing.
Aww.
Nice.
The internal monologue of Toph.
The internal monologue of Toph.
Just that's right there. You go. The whole story is just like from Tove's perspective. We just and then this was a lot, and I didn't know what to think of the situation.
Well, as they finally left and everyone seems to settle back down, Sturkin grabs the reins of his horse and kind of looks about the ragtag party that they formed. And he says, "All right, well, are you all ready to go? There's plenty of merchants and a couple of stores if you still need to buy supplies."
Taffy's just sitting there like, "No, the Padlock Guild agents are always ready to go."
I'm ready to head out whenever you are.
Yulia kind of checks the dagger on the other side of their hip and thinks it'll be good enough until they can make it to the city and maybe procure something more fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Toph adjusts their basket of eggs.
I seem to be well nourished on the journey.
Listen.
We'll have plenty of food.
Exactly. Hell is coming for anyone who decides to threaten the eggs.
Yeah.
Perfection. Alright, Toffee's ready to go.
Anything for Nershellus?
Nope, he's good.
Excellent. All right. Well, then, with that, as everyone confirms they're ready and double checks their gear, makes sure they have everything where it should be, Sturkin will lead the way with his horse and wagon as he begins to make his way out of town and off to the west towards Valgard, which he knew would be a fairly long journey. And that is then where we will end the session for tonight.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Ooh.
what a lovely
Just to dip our toes in the water, yeah.
What will happen?